What's up, everybody? This is the poker coaching study session, and today we're gonna be looking at what we should do from the big blind facing a small blind limp.
There we go.
Great.
I
The
like it.
deuce off. I think I'm going polar. What about you?
Well,
You wanna dump it or you wanna go polar?
I
This one
would
might be too
imagine,
bad, right?
I would imagine beforehand, uh. Everyone's probably curious what this actual range looks like and where it's being constructed from. So I'm gonna take a stab at it mentally. I'm gonna say like some of our worst offsuit trash gets converted into raises.
Mhm.
I'm going to say a lot of our suited stuff at 40 is probably just gonna shoot to realize. And then like a lot of our blocker and equity driven stuff is probably going to raise. So like pretty linear with the aces. So I don't know. I could see something like this maybe raising sometimes.
So let's,
Also to add Galen, I think some of our suited junk will raise too, like the 10-3 suited and the
I would agree. I think it
8
probably
deuce and
comes
stuff.
in, it probably comes in a little deeper, I would think, though, just because limp jam
Okay.
limp jam's a real thing. I'm guessing though. I haven't looked at this range
Yeah.
recently.
Yeah, I'm happy, excited to see how this varies with depth. So what was the frequency for 7 deuce there? Like half?
25% raise.
25?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's in
It's
there. It's
like a
not
little
crazy.
too junky to wanna go 50-50, but a lot of the like jack 4 off and stuff goes half the time.
A poker
Right.
coach, poker coach's range does 50-50 on the 7 deuce.
Mhm.
Okay.
So it
Probably
is
can simplify
converting.
it. Yeah, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say it is converting a lot of this offsuit trash into raises. And it is raising pretty linear. But there is some like the suited trash is in there too, though, like. The six,
Yeah,
four,
this
six,
is-
three, six deuce.
It's
Absolute
weird because
trash.
this is really different than the poker coaching one, and they have the same assumptions.
Yeah, but
I mean,
does
I say
poker
assumptions
coaching
meaning they're
has a
both-
35 one?
They're the same size raise. So it's just what GTO Wizard assumes the small blind is doing with its range compared to what poker coaching assumes the small blind is doing with their range.
Does poker
Same effective
coaching
stack?
have a 35 big blind chart?
Oh, was this 35? I thought this was 40.
This is 35.
I wouldn't
I'm
imagine
sorry.
it's that different, though, is the weird thing about it.
I didn't see the 35.
5 big blinds?
Poker coach has got 30 and 40,
Yeah.
and
So
it's still quite different.
So
Both the 30 and the 40 are quite different in the sense, not in the shapes, but it does a lot more suited stuff. And it does some of the offsuit stuff more often. And it's shaped
Deeper
differently.
or shorter? The suited stuff here appears when we're short or when we are.
In both. It appears in 30 and 40.
Okay,
10-4
Interesting.
suited and things like that are all over it.
where do we stand with an 8-7 off? I think we would wanna see a flop.
This,
I'm happy
I
to
think
check.
has, yeah, I was gonna say this has some
Pretty
pretty
good.
attractive check properties.
Okay, here we are.
I
Mono-
bet one. I
you
would
bet
bet one.
You don't have a spade.
I think that's an exploit. I think you probably don't really
Probably
bet
is.
much.
Yeah, in theory, maybe not. Maybe not in theory.
If we
Mm.
don't bet here, we're never winning the hand, right?
That's
So
kinda
either
how
we
I see it.
Surrender or we go for a stab.
Yeah.
You're not supposed to win every hand.
Yeah, I know, it's okay to surrender.
Hey, we got him to fold a worse hand. Good for us.
I
Alright.
wanna raise this
Okay.
sometimes.
So this is, I would think you do raise. This is like towards the floor of what you would wanna raise.
I agree. I
So
agree.
like my question would be like, how do we handle this combo when we get limp jammed on? Like, are you able to
You don't
call off
wanna play, you
35?
don't wanna get towards that line. You just wanna check back. You're almost always ahead, no?
Yeah,
This is
but I
gonna
mean, that's
be-
why I wanna raise it. Like, I mean, I think he can, check call some like dominated eights, dominated flush draws, king eight suited, queen eight suited, like,
Mm,
so
I
a
think
handful
we're
of worse
gonna see
aces. I think it's a
some
theory.
raising with the
This is
middling
gonna be the
ones.
bottom of your raising range or the top of your flatting range?
yeah, that's, I'm in that same boat mentally, Peter.
The thing
Yeah.
is, when we have an 8 in our hand, we block the top of, the bottom of his limp range, right?
No.
I'm not sure, to be honest.
Like,
Small blind range
What,
is
what do
just so
you think
big.
he does with king eight offsuit there? Cuz if I'm here with king eight offsuit, I'm limp calling the raise from
That's
the,
actually a very frequent bet for him. That's
I
one of
would
his most
open
frequent bets.
king eight.
The middle, king, queen offsuits are very common raises.
so having
Yeah.
an 8, you block the top of the limp call of the trashy.
No, I think the top of limp call is like king five off. I mean, sorry, the top of
Yeah.
limp call.
Yeah, king five off, king
King
five
six off, maybe.
So what I'm trying to say here is that, like, he's limping. Oh, he's not limping a lot of 8.
That's what we said. And look at that on the suited side. He is limping king eight suited, queen eight suited at some frequency.
The 7 is the key card for
What I'm trying to say is like, this is a limp call. It's like these 8 offsuit, it's like the top of what is not gonna fold.
Great. That,
That's
then we
great.
dominate those. Let's raise them.
We
Let's
block
get
Yeah,
all.
called.
value raise with position.
Yeah,
Okay,
This is pure value. I mean, I think we just, ranges are so wide, we gotta raise enough
Okay.
hands in the big
Yeah.
blind. It's wider, of course, than any other position for sure.
Is there some like
So-
ace ten suited unicorn that we check behind or something?
no, it's just, it's good, when we block.
I
the-
was gonna say, yeah, it's
Block
not
the-
gonna polarize. It's gonna be very linear construction. I think it just may like draw a hard line around ace 7 or something. Ace 7 suited is.
So
probably-
yeah, and curious to see whether like ace 7.
Yeah, you can look at,
We're
yeah, look
raising
at it.
for value like nearly like the top 15 to 20% of hands.
See, it's exactly.
Yeah,
like 7.
yeah.
Mm.
It's exactly.
Draws the
like
hard line of the
7 because
sevens.
the 7 is the top of the limp fold.
Even,
We played
even
with
if you look at
7
the offsuit, it draws kind of a hard line between the 6 and the 7 as well.
I kind of want to check this post flop. The back door kind of makes me want to see a turn, and I don't think we really get better to fold. Like, does he check call like his ace 10 and then fold flop? Like, no.
Hey, Bill, I think we got some chatter there, thanks.
Thank you, Bill.
Um,
So
I'm,
I forgot what the flop was, 7-6 something.
9-5 deuce, 9-5 deuce, single suited. We have the back door.
We might get a new one. We'll
I think
see.
he's still got it. We'll see in a sec.
I like a check or yeah,
So, me
Yeah, we check.
personally, approaching this as a raiser, I'm just never checking this kind of a flop.
I'm not checking even. I mean,
I'm just going to, I'm gonna barrel. And I mean, it's not necessarily to get better hands to fold. It's just he's kind of presented me a capped range and I'm going to bet to protect the equity of all of my top hands essentially. And like we have
I think that's a fair exploit, but I think blind v blind, like 100% frequencies are a little dangerous because we just have so much garbo in range.
I'm
Right,
not
right.
Are you
used to
going
betting
2 or
a lot of
4?
ace highs here.
I'm not gonna like always bet 100%, but I'm not gonna bet big here, I don't think. I'm gonna bet 2.
Are you betting
like
a lot
bet
of
too.
aces?
I'm gonna bet some aces here, yeah.
Are you betting a
This-
hand like king, queen of hearts?
Of hearts,
Your best showdown like
probably.
ace high, king high.
I would
king, queen
probably
off.
bet king, queen hearts.
King, queen off, no spade, do you bet?
Maybe not.
King, queen off, no spade.
These are good questions.
Not sure.
oh,
So,
it's a check, I think.
I wanted to mention, at like SPR4, I kind of want to preserve the value of my backdoors. Because, this is going to be a pretty straightforward check fold to aggression. Or, sorry, bet fold to further aggression.
We can hit later with king queen. We have some
Will you show
showdown.
us ace 8 suited? Yep, preserve the value of the backdoor.
Mm.
So, yeah, it does kind of pump the brakes.
And the
I
thing
bet you
is, that-
small blind check raises a lot more than our opponents actually
I mean,
do.
for sure, but I just like, I wanna have ace eight of diamonds here. If I bet and somehow get check raised, then I'm just like, whatever, like like, there are no good turns for me. There's no turn I'm excited to see. Whereas with this hand, I would love to see the turn and I would love to semi bluff it and get him off of like
Mm.
pocket fours or a trashy five or whatever, you know, like. Those are the turns I'm looking for.
And the
Yeah, I don't
thing
hate
is,
it.
I would
the
like to have
nine
him
is,
stacked when we get to the river and I, like raise for pot and he's like, he never has a heart, like it's the back door.
the
Someone
was
nine
trying to
is
say something.
pretty good for his limp calling to raise range.
Okay, so it seems like we bet a lot of offsuit stuff here and I think it's all gonna be spades, right?
I agree the
Gonna
9
be-
is good for him.
Am I right?
It's gonna be
like
largely
majority
driven
is
by having a big spade. The other
big
thing
spade, right?
here is there's gonna be a lot of check raises with the straight draws between the 5 and the 2 and between the 9 and the 5. And so
Yep.
our
Mhm.
ace eight is really gonna wanna try and realize equity here.
So like we check a lot with ace size, right?
And king highs too.
Well,
Yeah, it
exactly.
appears to be.
Start to bet with the best ace highs because it's a value bet. It's not a bluff. Ace king, gets called by worse. And I think that falls away as you get down to like ace eight and king queen. Those hands don't really get called by worse.
Okay.
Cool.
Can you
Um,
roll over the ace eight suited just for a second before we move on? Just wanted to see what,
spade, you bet big or you check. The other ones you bet small, you don't bet the back door.
you don't bet the back door, but you bet the nothings.
Yeah.
Okay. That's what
And
I
I think
would,
that would be different at SPR like 15. At SPR 15, you actually want to bet with the backdoors because there's still plenty of action to come.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Deuce turn, that's good for us, no?
Check it back. We just have the best hand.
Yeah,
yeah,
we try to show down now, right?
We're just
Or
beating
or
his king highs
protection
and
bet
stuff.
occasionally.
That works, that works.
check it down and win.
Yeah, look at that. When we check
Nice.
river, we have a EV of 7 big blinds.
King deuce, I would
I s-
raise.
I would raise in game.
It's
Yeah.
kind of an attractive raise, yeah.
Yeah,
Is
we have
this,
a
is
blocker.
this chippy V?
All right, we're tripling. That's it. It's over.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, it's chippy V.
Bet
All of
1
them
or bet 2?
all
I
of
would
them
Or
are
bet,
4?
I would bet two,
two.
Why two?
because I'm gonna wanna build a pot a little bit more than one.
So you are get, if I'm playing you on a monotone board and you bet one, you're full of it, but if you bet two, I know I'm in trouble.
Right,
probably
and if I bet,
because-
if I bet 2.3, I'm just messing with you. That's right.
I just haven't
It's probably
studied.
gonna mix both of those.
Yeah, I haven't just haven't
Yeah.
studied my one big blind sizing, so I just use 25% as my really small size.
Oh, boy, we're calling one.
Hmm.
Yeah, we're not folding.
I guess the other part of that was also I don't wanna insinuate,
Oh,
induce
Well, I think
his
we're
check
folding.
raises.
Man, though,
Only-
like, we could just bluff this thing. Like, we have the king of spades. That is the second most important card in the deck.
I would fold. This feels dicey.
I'm not into bluffing monotones flaps without at least the
I think
ace.
it's a call still.
Might be.
We can hit the king as well, right?
Thing is, if this was a deuce, I would call. Without anything else, this is a fold. You
With a
don't
king.
draw to the nuts.
Yeah, but it's
Mm.
heads up and a small blind v big blind. Like, I think in other situations, that's more important.
Let's
Alright, so
start
they're
folding.
Mixing,
calling.
he has it.
Yeah, we didn't
Yeah,
want
we
to be
could get
there.
there.
Yeah, we could
Alright,
get there. We're alive.
so
Polar.
10 deuce, I feel like is almost too trashy.
Pure raise.
Yeah, I think this is. maybe
See,
too
man, like
trashy.
I think, I don't know
Yeah,
if having a 10's great here.
It
Having
is.
a deuce is fine, I
You got
think.
the Doyle, baby.
If you had like 10-4, 10-7, 10.
You go polar with the trash here, no? Just every trash in the book.
Can't be
Have respect for Doyle.
everyone.
All
Can't
of
be
it,
It mixes the whole region. It mixes the
All
whole
of
region.
it.
It mixes, yeah.
all of it, man.
Yeah,
The trashier it gets, the more you do it.
Unless it's connected, then you're okay. to
Although the
check.
like the peak trashy is like 10-4 off, 9-5 off, whatever. It's not the most important thing.
As I said.
It's a
10,
pyramid.
4,
I'm gonna call that the pyramid.
and 7.
Pyramid of,
the upside down pyramid that falls over.
No, it was right side up. The bluff's at the bottom.
the pyramid of,
Yeah, but I was thinking we
Two.
had more of them, that we had more of the 10-4s than the 10 deuces.
It's more
Oh, that's true, it's
interesting to
hollow, but
study
I'm
when
like-
we
I'm like drawing,
ISO
yeah.
anyway.
Who cares?
What do you do here, Fox News?
Fox
Nothing.
News tuning
We have
in.
nothing.
I mean,
Give up.
Lie to your audience?
I'm gonna buy, I'm gonna bet small, man. I don't know.
Oh,
Galen, I
I
am
think-
check
You
raising you on
don't have
all
a
I think we-
spade.
all blind big blinds. All blind
I
big
think we
blinds.
took
check
our
raising
You
you.
stab.
probably,
free.
honestly, man, you probably should, because like my strategy, like if I sense any weakness in a blind versus blind arrangement, I'm just like relentlessly barreling, like.
Just the swap's not good for
You
our
wanna
range at all.
bet here?
We
No.
just can't bet. We
How
just,
disrespectful are you?
we could just,
Honestly, I'm so disrespectful blind versus blind, and I'm telling you all right now, if you want.
Seriously.
Just play slow.
there's so many hands where we would have like three to a flush, three to a straight, and we
We
don't.
need a little spade here.
We go for a delay, right? We check back and if they check turn and we turn anything, we can like any overcard, a 3, a 4, we can bet turn, right?
You know, a probe's not bad, like trying to play like a probe strategy with a hand like this, but the hand's just so bad. I don't know, like,
I think in game I'm
too bad.
always snap betting one.
I'm like betting 1 or 2 here always.
Oh,
Check back and bet turn.
Galen,
We took our
Galen.
stab
Yeah.
free. It didn't work.
just in terms of language, the probing means we check the flop and bet the turn if he doesn't, right?
So, yeah, he double checks, so he misses a flop bet, he misses a turn bet, and then we bet. I guess you would just, maybe that's leading the turn. I guess a probe, you need to be out of position.
Yeah,
Okay,
Yeah,
good.
this is
Maybe,
just a
maybe
delay-
I'm using
delay
the
bet.
wrong language. Yeah, delayed bet, maybe that's it.
Yeah, so I think, yeah, delayed C bet is, I've heard that
Mhm.
called.
so
And let's,
what?
so let's do it
are we
now.
doing here?
No.
I don't
No.
love it on the pair board, but
The jack's not great, man, because now
We
he's
never have a
like, he's
jack.
gonna
Well,
be.
I disagree
be-
with you. I disagree because we bet, we raise pre-flop, so we have kind of the range advantage. We bet the flop. And we
We
have
didn't bet the
a
flop.
blocker to the
We
pair.
did not bet the flop.
we
We didn't bet
checked.
the flop.
Yeah,
We did
we,
bet the
we
flop.
decided to
We did
check.
If you bet the flop, I like betting the turn, but if
We
you check
didn't
the
bet
flop,
Oh my goodness, we did check. Whoops.
Yeah, I mean,
Which is.
we just never
the
have a jack
most
here.
Okay.
play.
We're just asking to be check raised.
oh, look at this, look at
I
this.
would
There we
start
go.
betting here, yeah.
It's your
And
time
bet
to stab.
very, very.
It's
going
blind
crazy.
versus
Gonna say
blind. We
half.
have jacks in our range for sure.
What is this? Why would we blast here?
Yeah,
Because
I don't know. You
he
gotta look at the
checked-
flop. You gotta look at the flop, see what we're checking on the flop. Are we checking jacks on the flop?
he,
In
he
position.
checked, we're betting here because he checked twice.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, he never
Well,
has a
we-
jack.
And we don't have as many bluffs in range after we check flop like.
Yeah, and this is one of our crappiest hands.
And we block jack 10.
We have a lot
So
of
we
jacks.
got like
The
the,
10
we got
inch.
uber trash. We've got like the uber trashy jacks.
Yeah.
It looks like.
We're checking
Uh.
like tens. 10x.
I don't know
with
what
the
10x
over-
really does for us, though. What-
They have an
King ace
over,
size.
So Louis,
Yeah,
once we get to
serious.
turn, what's our betting range look like?
On the turn?
That's how we played the flop.
So we're
Yeah.
value betting.
Okay, so we had a
our
lot of
ace
jacks.
highs,
We had some, we had the trashiest ones.
Yeah.
Value betting a little bit of king, queen.
Most of our 6x, 5x that we checked back.
And we, yeah, exactly. And any pairs that we checked back, we're finding some more bets. Tens, nines, we have a fair frequency of.
And look at the bottom, it's bluffing all the 2s, 3s, 4s.
Just total trash.
Yeah, when he checks the flop, that doesn't always say much. He could check the flop with jacks. Wanting to maybe check raise or check call.
Is
But
he
when-
check calling pre-flop with jacks?
Hmm,
Jack
Is he-
X's, he
is-
means,
Oh, you're just saying like jack X?
I think.
What are you saying,
You
Joey?
mean any pairs
Yeah,
of jacks, right? Joey?
any
Not-
jack,
Not pocket jack, yeah, yeah.
not pocket jacks.
Yeah, like
Okay,
jack.
Like
nine
he
and
could
nine.
have, he could have like jack 6 or jack 7, I don't know.
what kind of frequency is he double checking jacks, though? Like where he check
Not
flop?
Zero.
Well,
Zero.
Not a
that's
lot.
that's what I'm saying. When he checks.
I don't think the jack
twice-
is the most important card here. We're polarized around like queen high. So like if we have better than queen high, we're betting, and if we have worse than it, we're, betting as bluff, basically.
Well, he should.
Yeah,
He should.
Him
check a
checking
jack
twice
a
really
lot
caps his
there.
range.
on the turn because it's gonna be very hard for us to call when he bets.
So my question
Can
is
we-
like, if he's presenting a really capped range, why are we using these big bets? Like these why is it leaning like polar sizing as opposed to like,
Because it checks twice, so we just blast.
You
I
wanna
mean,
get him
it-
off ace high.
No, no.
he didn't have a
no.
lot of ace high though, cuz he'd be limp raising ace high, or he would be raising pre-flop ace high, right?
We're not trying to get him off
I
ace high,
would-
trying to get him
I
off.
would double here.
If you look at this, look at what's worse than what we're betting, what's better than what we're betting. It's like weak kings and queens.
Yeah, let's see what he folds.
Alright, king high.
Louis, can we bet the 4 size because it's more common? Thanks.
I'd also like to see our strategy on different turns here.
So I mean,
after this.
he does have some aces here.
Yeah, a couple. Folds a couple aces, but folds a
Kings,
lot of kings and
queens.
queens and 10 high.
I mean, the ace offsuits, yeah, that's a decent amount of aces folded, twos, threes, fours.
He's not folding a pair really.
No,
No, you shouldn't. I mean, he
No.
checked twice. He's, like we said, he's super capped, but
Yeah, he's not gonna fold any pairs yet because we checked the flop too.
The tens
Yeah.
block a good bit of folds, so even if we had a worse, like if we had like. Not, what do we got? What's this board? Like if we had 9x, it would even be better, because now you're getting all these tens to fold too.
look at that, look at that
Hmm,
king, look at that
kinda like that,
king
Ken.
I do kind of like that, Ken. Although the nice thing of 10 deuce is it gets dominating tens to fold, and 10-9, the kicker is gonna probably play on the river.
Right, yeah.
Really suck to get to the river and lose to a better 10 high.
Yeah, if we don't bet here, then when the 10 rivers, we can't bet for value because he's there
Mm.
with all his better tens.
It's true.
We get him to fold, when we get him to fold queens, we get him,
Better,
we don't get
yeah.
him to fold very
Can we
many.
see different turns?
So basically, they fold all their most of their combos with the high card, one under the paired, the jacks. So if you think about it
Fold
that
most
way,
of their
when you're
queens- no, they
bluffing, you
folded
know
most
that
of
if
their
you're,
queens.
if you're
Yeah.
2 pips under the card just below the jack, you're getting max fold equity.
Hmm.
Oh,
Dad,
for the big blind strategy, yeah. So it doesn't really matter that it's a jack.
Jack is the card you bet the most.
Yeah, highest
Yeah, look at
frequency
that.
bet, but like high card is the biggest magnitude, cuz you know, you're gonna
5
have.
or 6 here is what, the board pairing?
Yeah, low
Board
pairing.
pairing is one of the best thing that can happen.
Wait, are you looking?
Yeah, because you're
okay,
gonna
this is
check,
the
you're gonna
turn.
check a lot of those, right?
Yeah,
So higher frequency, smaller sizing.
Can we,
when the
I'm
board
just curious,
pairs.
can we look at like ace, 6, 5 ace? And see how crazy we get the bluff?
Peter,
I
you're a
don't think
little
it's gonna be
quiet.
as nut- I don't think it's gonna be as nuts.
Sorry, yeah, when the board pairs, we use a higher frequency, smaller size of our range on the turn there.
same thing it seems, Ken.
And what are they folding now? Just their worst kings?
Queen
Worst
high.
kings, and
lot
now,
of
oh,
queen
look at all
high.
the queens fold.
Queen high, jack high, 10 high.
Yeah, it's pretty nice.
So we get better tens to fold, we get jack eyes to fold, sometimes queens.
Well,
I
so
really
like
like the,
Lots of queens.
the
offsuit
strategy is
queen.
kind of
Yeah.
interesting, like, it's kind of interesting in the sense like you're tailoring your bets to kind of get high cards to fold, which
Yeah.
is something pretty unique. You don't
Queen eye.
don't really.
And the
do
flip
that
side
very
is like you're trying to get called by some ace highs and king highs when you have like ace king.
It is interesting,
Yes.
like you bet 50% of the size of the pot, 4 chips into 8 to get him to fold 40% of his range. So it's
Mhm.
not a great producer of money to do that bet though.
Only one. I think it's the only viable sizing.
Two.
Oh, not really. It's mixing.
I like one there a lot, and I like probably continuing, maybe 3-3 here.
It
Yeah.
just sucks because I would love to go huge on this turn, but we're not allowed to on this turn.
You gotta behave a little bit, right?
Yeah.
yeah,
We have some 5. We have some.
I would go pretty big here, 7 or 10.
I
I
agree.
like 10, well,
7 or 10,
this
I
is
think is
interesting.
fine.
So what?
Nice.
Max,
Galen is out of the sim.
Oh my
pretty
gosh,
messy.
oh my gosh, this is a nightmare.
I mean,
Fold.
it's a
I don't know.
GTO call, but whatever.
You gotta, I think you gotta call in theory, but yeah, man, like you're gonna be,
I'm folding to my opponent. I'm calling the bot. The
Yeah,
bot
call the
has
bot.
queen jack.
you're gonna be
This is like
making
our
like
worst
nut
three, though.
watches.
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
What
got,
worst
it's-
threes?
he's not
It's
doing
not
this
that
today.
it's gonna be
Ace
making like
10.
nothing. It's not even like, it's not, you're not targeting threes. You're targeting bluffs and like maybe his two pairs that he's
Imagine
facing.
that. You're even folding against the solver.
Yeah, look at this, like it's
No,
just,
but just in terms of frequency selection, like, we can just call our better
Ooh,
threes, right?
we got him this time.
probably,
I mean, I guess
probably.
if we had Jack 3, then we block the straight, so that's nice.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, the EV is gonna go up as like you have better threes just cuz you beat his other threes, but.
But we don't even beat them because it's we're playing 3-3-3 ace king.
So what's the strategy with offsuit aces?
You're gonna you're gonna limp some of these, you're gonna limp check, like I think the worst ones, your offsuit wheels and your suited wheels protect the limp check range sometimes, but you could raise them as well.
I
gonna
thought
be
the
a-
offsuit
The
wheels
ones
You're
we
were
raising
check a
all
lot are
this.
like
heavy
ace
raise.
to ace 8 off. And I think we bet like ace 5, ace 4 off.
I think these mix for sure, but I'm
Well,
pretty
I-
sure I'm
Oh.
pretty sure they protect the check range.
I was
You,
gonna say,
yeah,
I
you
never
have to
raised
have,
those.
you have to have some aces in your check back range.
Ah, exactly.
Oh, I thought it was just the low suited.
You're not
Hmm.
wrong with just the low suited, but I mean, you're probably, over aggressing.
Yeah, I'm raising this too much.
I don't blame you though. I mean,
Yeah.
I play the same
It's not
way.
that-
I'm raising these.
So
It's
it's
not that
really
races
about
are not
offsuit
ahead of the
7,
range.
I shouldn't say never.
Yeah, like, here's the problem. If you get check jammed, what do you do with this hand?
Yeah,
Or
I
you
mean,
get-
that's a fair point, Pete. Like,
You get
you're
raised.
kind of in the dump, right?
You
Oh, I
fold
happily
three.
muck it.
I think more the problem is if you raise all of your aces and get an ace on the flop after you check, you never have it.
Well, you can protect it with all those suited aces, which are pure calls.
Well, no,
I
that's what I'm
mean,
saying.
and you're,
If you
you're
raise
also,
all of your aces,
I think it's a less of an issue if you're not playing, I mean, how often? You would need quite a sample blind versus blind. If you're not playing like heads up poker for rolls all the time, no one's gonna pick up on that kind of behavior.
That is a good point, though. Like, you
Yeah.
need some offsuit to have more combos of ace X. The suited ones aren't quite enough. Probably. Against like a really astute opponent who will exploit the ace.
And he's
high.
gonna limp jam, like you said, some better aces, and it's nice to, and you're gonna be in position, so it's nice to have top of range in your, check back range in position.
Yeah,
You can
so,
win-
so
You can win with the worst hand sometimes.
construct the limp check range, someone who wants to go. Let's look at this and then we can quickly figure out why these ones prefer checking
You mean
back
the limp call
sometimes.
range?
No, the limp raise from the small blind. What do you guys think it consists
Oh,
of?
limp raise.
Oh, the limp re-raise.
Offsuit ace 10 through ace queen.
You
Some
don't
of
think
the
it's,
likes.
you don't think it's taking like a polar construction? You don't think he's using like worse aces to get betters to fold sometimes? Like the pairs, I knew these pairs were going bananas,
And yeah, the ace 5-0.
but, there are some. Yeah, so it's just really protecting it with like. The ace, jack, the ace, queen are like the common ones, right? Everyone knows. And then, it's pulling from some of these trashy ones.
So
And
when you
honestly, when you
you
got ace
overlit-
four, go ahead, Ken.
No go.
I was just gonna point out, like, if you look at his jam range here, his limp jam range, it's just ace deuce off, ace 3 off, ace 4 off, ace 5 off, all your suited wheels. They're just in the dumpster versus this, right? Because you're gonna show up with 30% equity here a lot.
Yeah, I imagine we're folding those too, though, right?
Yeah, that's why you happily fold.
Maybe,
But,
I don't know.
But
I think it's also that against his limp call range, you're ISOing yourself against a lot of better aces and stuff, and you can set yourself up to lose a big pot if you're like ISO raising the trashy ace.
Maybe so. Before we lose
And
it, Ken, what were you
You
gonna
also
say?
have the benefit when you just over limp portions of the bottom of your range in position to steal pots that don't belong to you. With garbage.
Mhm.
I had one more thought, which is, maybe when we raise here, do we get folds from some of his, trashy 5x?
Yeah,
Like, does
that's
he,
like very
does he-
important. Like
does
you
he
are
turn around
keeping
and
dominated
fold?
hands in when you check back.
Yeah, so like he
Mm.
folds probably
Yeah.
like 10-5 off or whatever.
Alright, so we can say that raising from the big blind. We're gonna target offsuit 7x and 6x using our offsuit sevens and our suited sixes.
Seems to be somewhat true, right?
But you're
Yeah.
targeting the 6 and 7s with the worst combos down here, right? The 10-2,
oh.
the Jack-3, the 9-3, the, 8-4.
Yeah, also with like 10-4, you're hoping he'll fold queen 4 off and jack 4 off and.
Yep. And look at that, like we mentioned, he's folding like all of his offsuit 5s. Yep.
Jack 7 half the time. Maybe I wouldn't have got coolered against that king 7 if I had ISO'd free.
There's a block here that seems to be raising less.
Yeah, I
It's like
think they're,
the
Well-
wheels,
So the ace high, king high, queen high are ahead of all of the,
Yeah,
the single high card is ahead of a lot of his junky portion of the range that he's open raising, the polarized portion, right?
exactly.
So that's why you slide over, you got like your jack fours of the world, 10-4s, 9-3s, 8, like that's, you're garbage getting garbage to fold.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, they're mirrors of each other. You don't raise your king 6 because you're only getting him to fold 9-6 and that's not profitable to you. But you are raising your 9-6 because you can get him to fold queen 6 and jack 6.
sorry. So we're gonna limp ace 7 and lower aces as they block the top of the limp fold from the small blind. Okay,
Well, I think the suited aces just do really well, and you don't necessarily want to inflate the plot, pre-flop with those. You don't want to get blown off your equity with those hands. I
Yeah,
think
I
that's probably the
don't-
main reason.
And I don't think he folds any of his aces to a call raise
No,
line. They're probably in there as limp calls. You're
limp
not
calls,
getting any aces
limp
from
calls,
him.
limp jams, limp raises. He plays all his ace X.
Yeah, he's not folding any aces.
He's not.
The suited aces just play really well post flop, right? So you're happy to play those in position, the junky ones. As well.
I just see this as polar. You got the top of range always raising. The bottom of the offsuit is doing a lot of the raising,
I agree.
and everything near the middle is doing a lot of calling.
I agree.
And I structure my range like, try to figure out what the other guy's doing. Some people just limp all the time. Some people only raise when they have a good hand, like. So like if there's someone that like limps 4 or 5 times in a row, generally I'm guessing that they probably don't have shit. And they don't raise a polarized range. I mean, it's not always right, cuz some people limp 100%, but it's mostly right. And then I use more and more junk versus people that just limp a lot.
It's also like a very general rule that in position, you want to use very polarized betting range, like even post flop, and it also just applies pre-flop too. So this is how you polarize your range.
can we look at
The
small blind
most.
open
You use
raise?
crap and your best hands, and then you have a polarized range.
Absolutely. I agree, Johannes.
I
And
mean,
then
small
out of
blinds are open
position,
raising
you are
like 45%. It's gonna
supposed
be a
to-
mix of everything. It's kind of hard.
No, the open raise, yeah, there.
%30. Now deeper it's more.
Yeah, I'm sure
So
it
you get
changes
super
a
deep
lot
and then
with
it's
depth.
less.
And also like out of position.
And
Also
so
post flop, you are not betting like random crap. it's junking with
Raises,
equity and
The
applies
junky
here
suited
too.
is the open raise. Okay, sorry,
it
go ahead.
should be tens and offs with sevens and eights. Revolves around this cards, the raise.
Click it up to 40. Cause it's a little different, like when you get, I think 35 shifts a little bit, it's a little less. Oh, it's still less at 40.
Pretty
This-
similar.
Ah, man, I feel like 40 and 60 raise more.
I think maybe at 50, we start raising more.
I know I thought like in our peak poker coaching range, I thought 40 and 60 was like the most. Then when you get deeper, it goes, it's even less. It's a lot more
Yeah.
limping.
At like 100, you limp. Is it pure limp even at
Above
100?
60, you
It's
can.
never gonna be, it's never gonna be
No,
pure,
never gonna be
but,
pure limp, but yeah, you.
but
No,
it's
not
very
pure.
heavy.
Yep.
Yeah. Above 60 has mostly limps.
I'll give you a hint. I'm basically pure at 100.
Yeah, I limp a shit ton. But I do target players that never, like, if I know players like low stakes, if they don't like, they only raise from the big blind with strong hands. I open raise more value than I should because they're not gonna
Yeah.
bluff.
I'm with you.
If they're not using a polarized raising range over a limping is, I think, a huge loss of EV.
Yeah, for sure.
Alright, this could go either way,
don't
right? We
disagree
have
with
no
that.
spade, we have
I
ace
would check
high.
here.
Check is fine.
You
Uh,
picked up,
bet
you picked up a
small.
little equity. I think I bet
Bet
here.
is fine.
Yeah,
I like
lean
both.
More towards bet.
Yeah, interesting to see that the solver checks such high frequency. I thought this would be a bet sometimes.
It's a little
this
like
is
the
an
other
easy-
ace eight spot
We have to
where
call
like,
this.
we don't make better hands fold really. And, yeah.
So real quick, poker coaching actually raises less percentages, but they mix more combos.
Yeah, well, poker coaching ranges have a larger bet size to,
Not here,
I think we just call. We have the heart.
not against,
we have ace high.
not against the small blind limp, they don't.
We got him
Interesting, interesting bluff.
for
I'm
that tiny
raising this
size.
for
No.
value.
Yeah,
the
definitely
small
raise
blind
this.
raising range,
Oh, no, the small blind raising range is the same. It's different from all the other positions.
Dude, what are we doing?
I wanna start betting with the ace of spades here sometimes. I don't think it has to be
Yeah.
100%.
Poker coaching is 3 big blind raises.
Like
from every
either one or two,
position, and
okay.
this is 2.5, but 3s from the small blind, right?
A
How
little
much
too
is-
wet for one.
were they opening from the small
Now,
blind?
we were bluffing, now we're value betting. Keep it going with like six, probably.
6, yeah.
Nope.
9.
Oh,
That's the
more.
wrong size. Wow, I'm surprised to see it go that polar.
We wanna go geo, I guess.
Yeah,
Up
And
there,
here's nothing.
35 big blinds, blind versus blind.
Yeah,
Queen 6-0 is in the block of hands that we are checking back.
yeah. That one was checking, oh no, it was jack six was checking a ton.
Joey asked, how
whatever
much
reason.
is PC.com opening from the small blind? I'm under the impression it's like
No.
4.5x.
No, it's 3 and 3.5, depending on which of the charts they're doing. The
At two,
GTO is 3.
Yeah.
The exploitable one is 3.5. Is that
Okay.
true?
I like
No,
the
small
larger bet
blind?
here.
It's 3 across the board. 3 across the board. It's 3.5 when you get limped to in the big blind.
So this spot, I like betting big.
yeah,
Yeah.
You get
Two-
plenty better to fold. You interact with the board. And
Do
you
you
have
use-
thin equity.
do you use a 3 or 4.5 sizing here, or what's your big size?
I honestly in game, I just do 3, I think, two or
Yeah.
I
3.
like 2.
2, okay, I think I use 3/4 spot here, which is 2.25.
I just scroll the wheel up twice. To 2.
This one
This
bets a little
one-
bit, but it's not all the time. It's like 60% or 50% check.
I raise
I
this
see.
pre-flop almost always.
Okay, my frequencies are wrong.
Yeah.
For
Yeah,
better
it's
or
just good
worse.
enough.
Yeah.
Ace
Can
high,
bet.
I'm gonna bet.
Yeah, I'm okay with betting. Like, you can bet one here, right?
I would bet one or two. Yeah, I mean,
Bet
I think
two.
one's fine. You don't have a spade, right? You don't have a spade, so maybe you wanna go two.
Yeah, this
Check or bet one.
this is pretty dangerous. Ace low low. Like that's the stuff that he has.
Check or
Might be
bet?
a check.
I like
Um,
check. Because
Bet one, bet two. It's just like close to a range bet, I think.
It's just ace high.
Yeah,
Just
ace
ace
high, you
Yeah,
range bet. that's
simple.
it.
It's not like strictly range bet, but it's close.
Let's see.
I check kings all the time here. If I have a king, it's bad, huh?
I don't think it's
Yeah.
terrible. I think that's a pretty reasonable hand to check. I think king X is a great hand to check. if
I
you're gonna
think
check.
your best king highs probably wanna check here.
So here's the thing, they raise so many aces here. This is because we're short. Yeah. Well, it's always that they raise most of their aces. So ace high boards are a bit different. Should be betting them more.
You wanna make it the king of spade and see?
You have a big
Strategy.
range advantage here, so.
Just a sec. Even ace jack, okay, ace jack is good, but ace ten is not, that's funny. But then ace ten is good as well,
I think the other one was double straight draw, Leo, or sorry.
what is, oh, ace ten nine,
Yeah, it's just, it's so drawy.
okay, so super, it's ace high board's pretty good. Well, hang on,
The 10 and 9 connect, so they're over limping ranges, the middling portion of the range mostly, because they're polarized. So usually when the board, I think, is kind of connected around the middle, it's a bit dicier.
Exactly. I
Yep.
agree.
That's
alright. The lower the board gets, the more we bet,
Yeah, the middling boards are checking the most, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
I think we can just fold.
fold.
It's not,
Yeah.
it's not fun, but it's just a fold.
I let this go, yeah.
If we had anything, if we had a spade.
So
we'd be
king
fine.
eight of spades, that's an interesting one to look at.
Yeah.
Do you continue with that?
With the eight of spades,
yes,
Yeah, or the king of spades.
the
Yeah,
king
Or
of
the eight.
spades is like the nuts, man. That has to continue. The eight of spades
Mm.
is pretty trashy.
Okay, so this is a check for me in game.
Check.
Yeah,
So
Check
some of the
this.
suited fours are the ones that raise, actually.
You are
Yeah,
right,
I-
Ken?
It's just a little bit
four-
worse. Is
Queen
that
four,
right?
jack four, 10-4, I think.
Four.
I range bet one here. I'm just gonna bet one.
Yeah, I like
We
it.
have a gutter,
It's gutter. We have a backdoor flush. We have plenty to bet with.
7 high.
Bet
Seven
high.
high. It's just got a lot of attractive
Bet one.
properties for a bet.
Bet one or bet, yeah, I like bet
Bet
one.
one.
It
Okay.
polarizes some.
Part of it is we have a lot of equity. We don't want to fold out on the check raise here.
Mm,
Yeah, thing is, we have a gut shot, we can see a turn for free, no?
44% of the
get, like-
time, that's
We have
We
fine.
can get
7
them off
high
of
as
9
well.
high and 10 high and jack high. Like we can get some hands with lots of equity to fold, so it's better.
But we could delay bet polarize when a spade turns.
So
Like
this
this?
would be a spot I would have double barreled. I would be polarizing here.
Yeah,
Bet 2 or 3.
Yeah,
Yeah.
two or
Everyone
three
went
now.
pot.
And this is a river. I don't hate bluffing. I don't think bluffing's bad. I don't know how big you need to go, though.
I
Pot?
don't think, without a heart, I don't think we get to go super big. I think.
I
we
like
just gotta
pot.
go- I think we gotta go like 5.
5,
Like pot,
Five-
it's like
five
we
or
would have
pot.
woken up on the turn and polarized.
never
Even
5.
smaller. Yeah, see,
So
with no heart, we
check.
can't go really big, right? That's all I was thinking.
it goes white
Yeah.
flag here.
Well,
I
you
could
know,
have
we
one
use-
question too. We could
On
have
that one,
easily.
how often did we not bet the flop with our gut shot?
We
It's like
checked flop like
60,
40%, we
70.
bet about 60% across different sizes.
Yeah, I was checking 40, betting 60.
Okay, thank you.
That's so fast. How often did it bluff? It was a different size, but you click so fast.
On the
right?
river.
On the end, it
10%.
was
Yeah.
only 10.
10%.
There's
Is
like
that it?
10%.
Alright,
10% and small.
they all
It's not-
saw it.
Do you want me to remove the auto, next hand?
Well, no, it's just the auto click.
Want me to remove it?
No, it's fine.
No,
You just click so fast. I didn't see how often it bet that. It was one size down. I didn't say it, but everyone else did. It's fine.
Oh, and
10%.
Louis, just so you realize, like sometimes when we're on video, sometimes the video is lagging, right? It's like there's
Okay,
occasional times where it'll like jump forward and you don't even see it.
I like this race.
Fold.
I like a fold.
Fold.
So
Most
this
check.
is the area where you can bet
Check.
minority, but it's gonna check a lot, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Exactly. Under A7, right? Under A8.
So I
really-
would start with a small bet here, probably.
I'm
It
checking.
might, no, we just looked at this one, ace ten
We
nine
looked.
Two.
suited. It's gonna use big
like-
bets because it's
I
so
like
connected.
2.
I would check back.
Yeah,
We
maybe
just saw
I'm
this.
maybe I'm making a mistake here. Maybe I do need to go bigger.
No, I wouldn't check back.
Go bigger with
think-
better aces that wrap around the 10, like if you have.
small.
I
if you have,
swear
like,
that we just
ace-
looked at this.
I'll
Ugh.
say
Tim,
like
it was
ace.
an
ace-
ISO pot.
Ace eight
I
plus, might bet bigger.
We looked at limp, ISO call.
Oh, of course,
and
you're
then
right.
this texture.
Yeah, of course. Sorry.
So, yeah, betting one's fine. Checking is actually pretty fine. I think betting's gonna be higher EV in game.
Pull the range up.
Yeah. He's calling with a ton of worse hands too.
Yeah, I just don't know how balanced you really need to be here when
once-
you're playing
When
in
it goes
game.
limp check as opposed to limp raise call, he's less condensed around the 10 and 9. So we can
Zero
just range
polarized
bet,
bets. Sorry.
or not range bet, but, bet small with.
Yeah,
more
your two
combos.
pairs, the two pairs can go kind of polar, but you're right, Ken. It's basically just a range bet small, like you don't have to get fancy.
Ace eight a little bit, ace seven and ace eight a little bit, but there's not enough in the like I thought that might, but there is really nothing else doing it in the range, so it doesn't make sense to try to. Find a polarizing range, I don't think.
The jack three off seems like a great candidate, Ken.
Yeah.
With the spade.
Really does.
Do you get to raise this little cheeky one big
That's a
blind bet?
that's a fair question, Galen. I think you're smart to ask that question.
I think you're crazy.
I don't think so, cause you could have just a 9.
Yeah.
Sometimes, but not with
You-
this.
you could
I
be in a
mean,
mood
he's also protecting his equity with a 9 here,
Yeah,
or with this one
32%.
big blind bet. Like,
He
he's gonna
could-
have like a gut shot here
You
or
could
something.
easily have a better ace.
Doesn't matter. It's like ace, jack, I mean, we're scared of ace, jack, ace 10. Like, I don't know how many aces we're really that scared of.
Ace
I don't
10,
know that the
9.
solver. Thinks in these terms, but is it trying to buy river?
I think it's, well,
Yeah.
it's not that it's trying to buy river. It's trying to protect the equity with the fact that we don't have a ton of 9x.
Is he range donking turn?
I
After
think
check
is.
call?
Maybe not range donking, but donking with a lot for sure.
It will wake up a lot on the, I just don't know how many 9x we're betting on the flop and I guess it shifts equity enough where he can do a cheeky one big blind bet.
With jack high.
Yeah,
Very
Alright,
odd.
so we saw we just mainly check all our
You
suited
raise
stuff.
say some, I think. No, never raises. See, I mix.
Yeah,
all
we
this
need the
junk.
like stone bottom of suited range to bluff it, right? Like 5-3 suited bluffs.
uh,
Fold.
folds,
Yes, I use like nine,
Let it go.
9-5, 9-6.
raise, it does raise. It's just trash, it raises.
Raise back up. Just
Trash attacking trash.
Wrapping around the 7. Kinda.
just fish on fish violence.
I did not see that raise.
I do raise this in
Yeah, you
game.
can raise
I would
this.
raise.
Oh, this one,
Decent
sure.
amount.
Checking this too much.
67%.
Well,
mean, this is-
kind
this
of
is just-
easy. If it's an offsuit 7 or better, we are almost always raising.
Yeah, pretty much. This is
I've
definitely a
learned.
good bet. This
And
is
And if
definitely a
it's
good bet.
a suited 6, we're almost always raising as well.
Got a
Bet
big
two.
range advantage here.
Or check.
Bet?
I like betting two,
No.
just
What?
checks.
Why is it check?
Just check.
Because you got king eye.
King
So
high
if
with
you're- if
no.
you're not
prospect
deep,
Yeah,
really, you're winning.
yeah, you can't really
But
say
we-
that though, Louis. We
but
were
we-
betting king high, 2 hands ago. You can't
Ah,
just say it's
but
cuz
we-
it's king high.
Block some of the strongest combos.
I
Or
think it's
don't we?
just one of
Two
the strongest
broadways now.
combos that we have, right? Is that what we were looking at just then?
Not really.
You
The
went
other
kinda
one
quick,
was ace 6-3. This is ace queen 3.
right?
We only have
so-
one over to second pair.
Yeah, there's
Maybe
something
they
that
have
happens
more
with his range
queens.
somewhere between the 5 and the 9, I guess. I don't know. Like, you
Yeah.
don't wanna have a 9 cuz it's blocking some of his Flats, I guess,
Folds. Yeah.
folds,
Maybe
flats,
it's,
folds.
yeah, maybe it's that, king three, king four, I mean, king four, king deuce get king seven, king eight, king nine to fold. But king seven, king eight, king nine don't get king ten or king
King
jack.
nine, exactly.
It's
King nine,
because-
there's no better king to fold.
Yeah, that feels like a
it's the
component of it,
worst
right?
of our
Yeah.
Right.
strong kings.
They get no
Right,
better
right.
kings to fold because above king nine, it's a straight draw.
Exactly.
Mm.
Right,
Fold.
but it definitely gets worse hands to fold, cause like his like 9-8 is just pure trash, total
See,
airball.
that's a really insightful tidbit here that I'm just like, I was thinking way too simply about. Like, this is basically the combos you're targeting. So you don't wanna have the set, the king eight, the king seven, the king nine, because of the straight draws available and
You don't
using
need
the worst
kings to
ones.
fold. Whereas these get better kings to fold.
And the bottom ones actually have a straight draw as well,
I
you know,
don't think any
there's a
king
backdoor wheel
folds
draw
here, but
if you have king four.
What do you mean?
it's
If you,
just like
if
doing
you got,
polarization.
if you got like, from the small blind, like, a king seven, you're not gonna continue versus that, right?
But notice also like king five, king four, king deuce have backdoor straight draw, so they can actually make a very nice hand
Yeah,
on
they
some
can-
runouts.
Yeah, they can make the backdoor straight.
So
Yeah.
this is like, this hand is always gonna be like a hand with showdown,
Now we get value from his
And-
nines sometimes.
like
I
marginal
agree.
made hands on
That
any
was-
runout.
That's the dream of checking back that flop, right? Maybe.
Oh,
That's a really good
Yeah, it's
turn.
a good
Alright.
point, Tim.
So alright, the question is, do you turn a nine into a bluff here, having the king of hearts? Or is it strong enough that you're comfortable showing it down?
I think we just show it down. He's
down.
betting third pot, which means he might be betting a worse nine and the kicker plays. Like if he bet jack nine here, we win.
Yeah, I think calling is great.
I don't think he's double barreling. into
versus-
nines.
Yep, it's thin, but it's a call.
It's not crazy, okay, like what I was saying,
you're right.
turning it into a bluff.
Solver's,
It's not,
Solver's
sure.
thinking about it.
it's not
I like the
crazy.
bluff.
Ooh,
Beating
yeah.
bluffs when we call. I
Calling
think.
is great, bluffing is good.
But it's also
We
like
can
blind
turn
versus
third
blind, you are
pair
not
into a
like
bluff.
often
Let's not.
turning hands with showdown value into a bluff. And if you do, then you need to use those huge sizes.
Yeah,
If you sacrifice the showdown value, then
Yeah, the king of hearts blocker overrides the marginal made hand of the nine.
They
Got it.
definitely compete, right? They definitely compete. I don't know if
It's
if it goes to the point of overriding, but it's definitely a competitive option.
Well, the nine blocks some value. right,
Yeah.
Stuff, and then, so they work together,
Hmm.
but yeah.
Against a human, not a solver, they'll show up with a lot of queens with that line, so I kinda like your.
That's,
your
well, see,
jam, Galen.
Danny, honestly, Danny, that's kind of why I have been leaning into that I've been leaning into that kind of stuff lately.
Yeah,
And, I
and
don't know.
people give you credit so much, like. You get so many folds, right?
You really do.
one.
I
Wanna check
like,
hearts?
I don't wanna check. You got an open ender
Yeah.
and nine high. I would definitely be betting this.
You wanna check with the hearts. It's a pattern we start to see here. No, whenever we have,
Checking is competitive, but it also polarizes. Like
I-
half the time it's betting, half the time it's checking.
I'm guessing 9-6 of diamond is betting a lot more.
I'm actually not
I-
totally certain because we're at SPR 11 here.
So this is drawing to the ignorant end of the straight. It's probably gonna bet the other end a little more.
Ah, okay.
Did you call it the ignorant end?
I think Peter called.
But
me
Peter,
one
he would
time.
need to have ace king or to, you know, if a queen comes, he needs ace king for us to be no good,
No, he could have king nine too,
or king nine.
right?
yeah.
Like he could still have, he could have a nine with a king or a queen here a lot.
Why are you calling me ignorant, Pete?
The ignorant end, it's the bottom end.
I like that. I like
Have you
that
guys
term.
never heard of that?
It's not as bad as
No.
having a seven.
No,
I
it's a
think
real
having
dude, you
a
gotta
seven
bet.
is the
You gotta,
ignorant
you gotta
But I
bet.
just wanted to jump in on that. The like all these concepts of like reverse implied odds in blind v blind, I think are a little bit less.
I
Because
do
you're
too.
playing
For God's
so
sake.
many hands, like two pairs is the nuts here, you know, like if he has like jack 10, then he's just like willing to call.
Ranges are just so much wider that it's like, It's gonna be a bit different.
Yeah, you're
This
not
is
that
prob-
worried about making a bad straight blind be blind. It's still a little bit of a thing, but it's less.
Alright, so I summarize the big blind strategy in a few lines and check this line out. We raise, I think it's easy to remember, king deuce, queen three, because it's deuce, 3, 4, 5, 6.
It's the
It's like king
pyramid.
deuce, queen three, jack 4, 10, 5, 9, 6. Cute, right?
8-5.
I like it. Yeah, king
And
deuce. can
below,
get-
right? Those hands and below.
Yep.
Yeah, but it's
Yeah, yeah.
just a guideline for the,
Get smoked.
oh,
And
Dude.
then you can also add, we delayed bet a lot with our. With what? I'm trying to think. With like our absolute trash, it seemed, with like that 10 deuce example, and then when
The
we
problem
have
is on the
equity, we don't
turn,
wanna
it's
get
go-
blown off.
it's gonna be very contextual on the turn. Like, it's very hard to draw like sweeping generalizations.
Alright, not delayed bet a lot. We check back a lot. How about that on flop?
Oh. Yeah,
With intentions to delayed bet often.
Yeah, that, the 10 deuce was probably influenced a lot by the fact that the top pair.
Yeah, they
top
checked up.
pair, and he checked twice into it.
yeah. That's the thing, right? If they check twice into us, go crazy. How about that?
so this is something I'm betting here.
Well,
Like,
you
I'm,
can't
I'm,
delayed bet if they don't check twice. Sorry, go on.
Offsuit 7,
offsuit 7 gapper like this. It's just,
jack 4.
does
Yeah,
that fit? Does that fit in your heuristic?
I think,
Not really. I think it's in between.
This one's half the time.
I
I
think
think
it's
it's-
one of the ones we check the most.
I think
We
it's
rolled
frequent
87.
raise. Yeah, so
50.
it's like jack, 5,
Jack
6,
six.
7, or 6, 7, 8, and then the queens are a little bit lower, and then the kings are a little bit lower.
Hmm. Yeah, I see the steps, the stepping stones that you have here. Like the pyramid stepping stones.
Ooh. What is this?
I don't wanna bet this.
Why
I
not?
don't know, man.
Big
He
blind.
doesn't have any
know.
pocket pairs. He jams or raises all his pairs.
Yeah, I'm betting a big blind 'cause it's hard to defend.
Upper dangler, bet it.
Yeah, it's not betting, but we wanna
Like-
bet with a spade.
Yeah, you need a spade to bet, but in game, I'm definitely betting this because people
Oh
are
yeah,
not
in
gonna
game
defend
is fine.
properly.
Just people don't defend enough like king highs, ace highs.
With a
But I
spade.
was gonna say that I wanna bet like 10-7 more, and that's what comes out, like something that's a little bit more straighty. 10-7.
4x, 5x, and you have plenty of hands, any spade.
I guess we don't have any pocket pairs either, really.
Now what?
We have to
Fold.
call. No, we have a gut shot.
No, we
No,
don't.
we don't.
No, we don't.
Aha, good morning.
Thank you, Nick. You're welcome.
Nick is our resident 5-10 pro. It's okay.
8 card hold 'em.
Checking,
Check.
Yeah, I'm checking.
Just like
jack 9
oh,
suited, we,
medium
This is a good
cards.
check. Yeah, this is a good check. Realizes equity really well.
what jack do we raise here?
Jack
Um,
4.
the-
I don't know if you
Really?
raise suited jacks.
Really worst and really best suited hands.
Jack 10,
Right.
jack queen.
You
Jack
don't
10,
really want to.
This does not fit
Raise
in a
fold.
polarized range.
For the
Jack
junky
10
ones, I
might be
think
the
it's
only
jack
one.
4 suited.
If it even does it.
jack
Yeah.
10.
Yeah, see, these ranges
Yeah.
are, the GTO Wizard doesn't raise a lot of stuff in the suited junky stuff that I trade on. Like, there's just a whole region of hands that doesn't raise at all on here.
I'm okay with betting. Second
Yeah.
pair's good. We get called by worse 8x. We get called by ace high,
I like betting and checking my 8x worse than this.
and
Like
it's value.
8.
I wanna be clear. We're not bluffing.
Do you
And
double?
it
would-
really sucks if he jams, like you have a ton of equity against a lot of his jams, like pocket sevens, you are flipping against it, and then you have to fold.
I would play
I
I
check
wanna
here.
slow down now that we have third
Yeah.
pair.
Yeah.
No
The
draw.
king,
And bluff
the
catch
king's a
rivers
good card.
sometimes.
The king's a good card to bluff, but I think our hand's too strong to turn into a bluff.
Exactly, and here I just wanna check it back. I don't wanna reopen the action position with third pair.
I think we can get value.
This is close. I think we can too, probably.
I
It's
agree
a-
it's close to a value bet, but I'm not sure I wanna put it in one. Oh, well, I'm
Oh
wrong.
my goodness.
It's value bet.
What was the EV difference? Oh, it's very small.
Yeah,
Yeah, just third pair.
4.24 versus 4.25.
Alright, so this is pretty doggy dog hand here. I think you might raise this.
Oh, it's just too bad. Oh, it is. Now what, nerd?
I
Nick, the
mean,
first one
I-
we did was 7 deuce.
I
and
mean,
Right?
that
come
Well,
on,
raised half
no,
the
no,
time.
no, no,
You
no,
made your
no.
bed.
No,
No.
no, no, you're not raising 8-3 offsuit, picking up equity and playing check. Bet this.
I agree.
I might
this
bet
is-
4 here.
I
Is
agree.
that crazy?
Yeah, that's crazy. Don't bet.
Yes,
for
that
it.
is crazy.
Unnecessary. It's really unnecessary.
Flop's so
Bro,
bad. for a
click it,
range.
click it, click 4.
Dude, 2 gets the job done.
2?
Yeah, 2
I
gets the
would
job
bet
done.
2. I
Like,
would bet
look,
2.
I mean, what are we trying to get him off of? We're trying to get him off of 9 high, 10 high, jack, like, not jack
Oh,
high, 9 high, 10 high.
man.
Alright, I wanna go, I wanna go home.
I wanna raise.
Click it.
I don't wanna fold.
You can't
It
fold.
raises.
You
It clicks
can't
it
fold.
sometimes. It's clicking.
A sliver.
Oh god, we got there.
Jack.
Do you value bet the like 5th nuts?
Yes, bet
No,
13.
check.
just
You
fold.
just
All
go
in,
all
baby.
in.
Oh.
I love it.
No way.
That's,
Yeah, you have a spade.
And
What?
that, Louis, is your masterclass in how to play 8-3 offsuit blind versus blind.
Nits
You just triple
Anonymous
it.
in the
Just
house.
Back it up, wrap it up, we got it. Let's do it again. 9-4. 9-4.
Alright,
Woo!
running
Same
back.
story,
Raise.
same story, yeah. 9-4, it's just complete trash.
Woo! Okay, 9-4, we bet?
Ugh, this flop.
Or
Uh,
maybe
Yeah,
king
check one.
10-6.
There's 2
Mm.
Broadway here, we gotta bet.
we might
no?
go for the delay though. It's like,
No, you just don't have to bet this. Like, you have so
What?
many hands that have like double
9-4
gutters, like.
off.
it's
I mean,
too
think about,
bad.
like-
It's
Think
too
about like
bad.
Jack 7. Jack 7 has like a lot more straight interaction, you know, and a lot more ways to
Louis.
straights.
Remember the 10-8 where we checked behind? And then this small blind checks again, then we keep bet bigger?
Yeah.
Yeah,
with the
exactly.
loose, no?
10 deuce.
Yeah, but
here.
that's when the top pair paired, when we sized up on that turn like this, I still like a bet here.
No, but
because
we were
you
betting
bet
across
high.
every turn when check 2.
I would agree, Ken. I think I like betting.
Oh,
Okay,
This is
you
so,
win.
it's so good to
You
delay,
win.
cuz if he has something in Stab's turn, we get away for nothing. Otherwise, we get to put in money with, against a range that we know is more capped, and we have, like, chances to turn gutters and stuff like that, like. The flop, we have nothing, but we can turn so many gutters.
Your nitty tendencies are showing, Danny.
Nah, delay bet
Kinda-
is way underrated.
Delayed bet, not so good as C bet.
I'll make an argument for C betting over a delayed bet. When you delay bet, you're over polarizing your range. So it's like, you no longer just have like a linear strong portion of your range when you're checking back on certain textures. So you're putting yourself into a spot where you're representing like a much fewer portion of hands. Or like just more and more trash. So if you're it's gonna be more difficult to pull a pot away from like a medium strength hand on later streets. If
My
you're playing a
issue-
delay bet straight.
My issue with
strategy.
delayed betting is you're letting him see a card for free when, like, if he has Jack 7 off and he would have folded the flop and he hits a Jack on the turn, he's never folding now.
That's
It's
kinda,
like-
That's
kinda
the
true,
main
but I just
problem.
wanted
I
to
agree,
say
Nick.
one thing against the, like, your value range is so small, you gotta expand the value range. So like a really trashy second pair isn't good enough to maybe see bet the flop 100% with. But
Mm.
then once you checks again turn, then you're like, oh, this is a value bet. I'm trying to get called by ace high and third pair,
Exactly.
right?
And Galen,
Yeah.
my
So, like,
problem with C betting is you can't double barrel across, there's like so few turns that you're gonna wanna bet again. It's
that's
like,
not true. I definitely disagree with that. Like
That's
you
not a
just
well,
have,
you're
Galen
over
has.
bluffing, sir. We already talked about this.
That's not a problem Galen has.
yeah, that's not,
And
I
it's,
mean,
like-
just expand the value criteria. Like. You pick up a
That's
card
great.
that turns 3 to a straight. Hey,
And
it
you
seems like a good
generate
bet.
so many folds just by betting, like it's how you win at poker's aggression.
But I mean, you're right. Like I definitely am over bluffing blind versus blind. Like it's without a doubt. I just. And I don't know if it's, good or bad in practice.
Yeah, I just like
Hmm.
taking my giga trash that has potential to turn good stuff and betting it against a weaker range on the turn if they check twice.
Yeah, man, just
I
getting.
wanna
bet the
check
5
back
here.
third pair here. I don't really wanna.
check?
I would probably check my 5X, I think.
Again, you're gonna bloat the pot. He's still gonna call with good hands and good draws and any piece of this and.
Yeah, I'm
you're gonna
in that
decrease the
boat
river
too.
and
I'm
You're
in
gonna
that
be
boat too,
sad
Tim.
and the pot's gonna be big.
Like, this is a nightmare. Like,
Oof. We might
Oh.
have to call this.
Nah.
do you, okay, so do you ever turn, no, you don't turn into a bluff. That's too polar.
No, maybe it's too bad.
Oh my goodness.
We
What
got a
is
lot of
that?
outs. We can bluff a heart.
Instant call against the solver. There is
Yeah,
a very simple reason.
what?
It's because you have the 10, which is the blocker to the nuts, which he's
Of
really
course.
representing with the polarized bet. And you have
I-
a heart.
I still wanna fold now.
Now
Some
I'm
of his
out.
bluffs
Yeah,
just
yeah,
got
yeah.
there.
We wanted to improve.
Oh shit, his bluff did get there.
A 10 river would be like the weird one.
Alright, so this is the floor, right? So this mixes, I think this is gonna be mainly
We
a
can raise
raise.
this. We can raise
Yeah.
this, yeah. Under this,
Wait,
we
could we?
split out.
That's too late, I
Fold.
guess. I wanna see what we did on a 10 river. Guess we call it off.
Oh, this is gross. I think
Nah,
Just
just
a
you,
fold.
fold.
Not here, sorry. I was finishing
I
my
think
other thought. Here we
this-
fold.
Ace 9.
ace nine, I
Oh,
guess.
yuck. I'm
Oh, he has
boycotting
the
this hand
special.
because of how the solver played the
They do
10
feel good.
2 hands ago.
I
Or
kinda like
raise.
I like raising this, and I do
I
raise
kinda
this
like
in game.
calling it with the backdoors and the king high and
Yeah,
like,
you have
there's
all
just
the
a lot of runouts, which
playability.
are kinda nice. And we have showdown value and
Too good
All
to
the good
raise, I guess.
turns.
Never a raise.
that's one of the good turns, man. Holy crap.
Ooh,
Now
Are you
I'm
raising now? Are you raising now?
I'm thinking about it.
I'm just
I think this is
calling.
a good raise.
I
I
mean,
would
you're
call
also
again.
allowed to just call. Okay, yeah.
Oh yeah, now it's a good, very good raise.
Cause the sizing, maybe partly.
Bluff it, bluff it. Ooh.
No, we have hearts, hearts.
I
are
was
bad.
ready, man.
Ooh,
Is he folding?
probably not.
Yeah,
Is he
having
folding?
hearts here is really bad. You're blocking
Yeah.
his bluffs.
Got him.
Alright, so
Got
this
him.
is the
It's a
high,
check.
high frequency check here, yeah.
Always, right?
would we have bluffed the, would we bluff the king 8 there without the hearts? If we didn't bluff?
I don't know, Scotty, that's a good question.
Yes,
On that river.
I would bet money we do.
You do bet money that we do.
He's right, you do bet money, we do.
Yeah, ace of spades means we like wanna
Check,
bet this sometimes.
check.
Yeah, this flop is just super condensed around his like limp range, right? Like he's gonna have some equity here.
His limp rage.
His limp rage.
I think they call that erectile dysfunction.
Wow.
So
Call.
he may have some 8x and blah, blah, blah. Yeah, probably just call whatever.
I'm folding.
Sucks. Yeah, okay, zero EP call.
5% call.
We
Click
would have
it
gone.
in.
Louis,
Is
would
he
you look
just
at that,
like
Louis, would you look at
crazy
that king
no block
8?
and just bluff everything
I'm-
today? 'Cause he's bluffing every time.
I'm calling in game. Absolutely calling that in game.
Yeah, I mean,
Ugh.
yeah.
The king, so we had the king 8. And we wanna look
Yeah,
at
the king 8 of hearts, and we wanna look at king 8.
of anything else.
This is
Uh,
a
this
different
is
board.
this is the wrong board.
last
It-
hand.
It needs to be
Yeah.
a jack board.
That one.
Yeah.
On the river, what are we doing with king 8
Yeah.
of clubs?
Yeah,
Say small blind bets. And then it's on us.
just a no-go.
No go.
Wait. Queen 8.
Queen 8 is a straight, though.
Queen eight,
Mm.
yeah. Is, yeah, yeah.
7, 8 is a straight. It just doesn't pull from the eights. Does it, where does it pull from?
6, 4,
Mm.
6, 5, 6, 3, 9, 6.
Those aren't bluffs. Oh, I guess, yeah, bottom pair bluffs.
It's turning bottom pair into a bluff some.
That's like, it seems very, king, queen, king, queen. Oh, that's a straight. I don't, I don't see any bluffs.
There's like no bluffs.
Click, so on the filter, yeah, like, look at that. 14%
I
is
guess
the
nine,
best hand.
6 is the main one.
You're bluffing third pair and low pair according to the filters on the right. Can we see what those are, Louis? If you just highlight,
You're blocking the full houses.
Just a smattering of 6x.
9x, 6x.
The main
Alright,
one is
big-
counterfeited 9-6, which we probably have in full.
Yeah, that one
Offsuit
makes
and
sense.
suited.
Yeah, we just have
And
no,
what are the no draw hands?
the trash, look at the trash is what you, oh, the trash.
The very bottom.
They don't select.
Oh, okay.
No, it's everything, cuz. There's no more draws on the river.
Yeah, that's a,
Oh,
Love it.
Ace, king. I mean, I bet this.
you
It's
did.
just
Yep.
ace, king.
did we raise?
Check
We-
more.
It's just a check.
It's
did
like
raise.
the ace, king, queen game where you
He
just
said
like,
easy
like
raise?
check with your kings. And here, since there's an ace, king on board, the jack high is like a king high.
I
So
don't
we
think
just
we
check
want
our.
either card in our hand to raise. I think a
No, I'm
jack's
not
bad to
gonna
have and a
raise.
7 of hearts is bad to have.
Just fold.
Oh,
I
Call.
would fold. So the question is, if you're calling, what's the plan?
to lose the hand.
Hope for check and we win on the river.
Here's my one thing about this tiny bet, like, start working down. Ace, ace is a pair of aces, king's a pair of kings. We have queen highs, then we have jack highs. Like, we can fold 8 highs, 9 highs, 10 highs. Maybe we need to call jack highs to a one big blind bet.
I ain't talking myself into it.
Yeah, baby. We
It
check
is a
back to
call.
call.
It is a call. Yeah,
Yeah.
man.
No,
Do I
we
wanna
check
bluff?
and
I
lose
wanna
to a
bluff,
10.
I wanna
We
bluff.
have to bluff. We have the heart and we have a
And the
jack
jack.
blocking the
that's what it
straight.
was.
Too good to bluff. We have jack high.
Yeah, you called because you have showdown value, so show it down.
Yeah. It's the ace, king, queen game.
We
Chop.
lose.
We were
Oh, no,
chopping
we
with the
chop.
jack.
Raise. King 5, best hand in poker.
No, don't raise too much. It's not the
No,
pyramid.
it's a-
King, deuce, king 3.
It's a wheel.
Jack
Offsuit
five,
wheel,
10
king
five.
wheel.
Louis, we've had this talk. King 5 is the absolute nuts in poker.
No, man, it's the king wheel.
I'm gonna send you my pictures again.
King wheel, look at this.
That
Hey,
thing's
man.
wrong. King 5 is better than aces.
I bet one cuz we have the overcard with it.
It's a check.
Not at this stack depth.
Either one's fine.
Check.
Now it's a check. Probably still a check. It's close
Check.
though.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
checking
show it
down.
down in game.
Fourth pair. I want to check fourth pair.
Yeah, it's close.
Close.
One big blind's
like
going for
check.
value, trying to get ace high to call.
Yeah, exactly. King high. You can get deuces to call.
Wow.
Yeah, I guess it
Whoa.
is.
What
I
a
guess it
nice
is.
guy.
Of course.
Well, got forced to fold, so is ace high
I'm
calling?
surprised. Surprised.
No, but maybe he's calling a pair on the board.
Yeah,
He
right.
opened He open limped fours. When does he open limp fours?
Limp
When he wants to
jams.
check jam.
Oh, okay.
Too deep to just.
Definitely bet.
rip it.
Mandatory bet. But bet bigger.
Wow,
King
why are we
three.
sizing up with locked up equity here? I guess ace
Well,
king
it's
isn't
not-
really in range.
It's not really locked up. I mean, like,
Dynamic
have a-
board, shit's gonna happen.
Ranges are so wide.
Exactly. Like, he can call with like king 8. He can call with 9, 5.
We
Yeah.
block 8-9, we block 9-king, and he doesn't have ace-king.
I
Okay,
really
so
like that we
with,
have the redraw here. That makes me want to keep putting
That's
money
what I'm
into
gonna
the
say.
pot,
Hold
so we
on,
can
don't
get
click
other nines
anything
to
yet.
Call and we're free rolling them.
before we choose the sizing, now equities are locked up. Are we gonna be betting small or large?
The
Small, I
equities are
think.
not locked up yet. The
He's got
club
it
is
Still
straight.
want spade
locked.
hands,
There's
one
4 to a
spade
straight.
hands, you can roll off better straights, like
4 to a
king.
straight,
That
3
is
to a flush.
yeah, it's just the board is still relatively dynamic because the
Think
nuts
it's
is
a good
often
pot.
gonna shift.
I
No,
don't
I
think
think
it's
seven's
7.
too big.
I'm betting,
Oh.
4.6.
4.6.
Yeah, I'm betting 4.6.
Seven.
Alright, 7.
Alright, it is 7. Wow, wow, wow.
And
Uh,
now,
We go for one more street of value.
No, we go for all the cookies.
You wanna go all? I don't know
No,
if
we're only
I.
getting called, we're only getting called by. we're folding out of
Imagine
gutter straight
all
and
the
better.
cookies.
I like, I don't know. I don't wanna say it.
I like
Louis,
taking.
Are
I'm
you
going
betting it, are you betting
thir-
the straight as a bluff?
No, I'm betting for value because it's blind against blind, SPR is one, it's
What do you
GG.
think calls you, Louis?
I don't
Yeah.
care.
King,
His
queen,
jack
I
ten got
spades, ace,
counted.
queen.
Care.
I
Dude.
don't care.
I'd rather
Love
jam
it.
a 9 without the queen in my hand because we're blocking his calls. We're trying to get caught by top pair.
Where the
And-
queen blocks the fold, no?
No, like we want him to have like queen, king, queen 7, right?
Queen
Queen
jack,
jack, queen
Queen
ten,
jack, queen 10,
ace, queen, yeah.
not,
and
not queen 8.
So
even if
I'm
he has
betting like
queen
half
jack, will he
pot or
call all in?
checking.
Okay, I'm.
I was,
I like 13.
Yeah,
Oh my
checking.
goodness.
I was leaning
How
half
about
pot
that?
personally, just because I figured it would split ranges.
You just lost 110 big blinds per 100 LP.
I was on pin check.
Alright,
Yeah.
so let's look at the range.
So when Nick asks a technical question and the answer is, I don't care. That's a pretty good indicator that, might need to look at that one.
112 big blinds per 100.
Well, tell you what, usually when you have top pair, blind against blind, you don't really get to fold, right? You get to play for all the cookies. Now we
Yeah,
have
yeah, yeah.
straight.
Not-
you get
but not-
The top pair blocker and the flush blocker. So.
But we don't want
I
the
really-
top-
I
the
really
top-
thought it didn't matter what we get called by.
The top pair blocker is bad, right? See,
Last
look
time
at,
we
look at,
did, Cause we
look
blocked.
at, we're jamming like 9-4 off, 9-3 off, 9-2, like suited nines.
And
Um,
Louis, this isn't a
Those might
standard,
be flushes only.
this isn't a standard board where you could just go by those generalities. I mean, it's a 4-liner with a flush and a paired board.
I agree. Yeah, that's all.
Exactly. It's like the wettest it gets.
A straight,
Are
a
those
straight is a
nines
bluff
flushes,
catcher.
Louis, or was it value jamming the straights?
It's
The
not.
9-3,
really that
9-4.
much.
yeah, like highlight straights on the right side. What straights are we jamming? So
So king nine,
The upper
king
one.
9 makes sense.
But they can still be flushes too.
Because we
9-8.
because we beat other nines.
No, it says
Oh,
king 9 offsuit.
Yeah, you're right, you're right.
Nine
These
eight.
are
I
all
was looking at
straights
the
because
low
it's not
ones.
flushes.
Okay.
9-8,
you're right.
9-6, 9-5.
Not all the nines, go over that 9-6, it might not.
Okay,
it might-
and here it's clear, right?
Might
Look
be a
at,
flush.
like, look at this. You got 9-6 where you play a little bit. Huh?
No, it's not a flush, okay.
Well, it has the offsuit ones in there too.
So 9-6 is playing, that's just the flush, right?
No,
Yeah.
you had straights
Ah.
highlighted, Louis, like on this, if you go to flushes, those are your flushes.
Okay, but here, like, we're on the straights, right?
Yeah, so
Yeah, it
those are
doesn't show
straights,
you the
not
9-6
flushes.
is a straight because it's a
Ah,
flush.
see.
9-8 blocking boats.
So 9-8 is gonna play, but not queen 9.
Yeah, and I think that's a function of, blocking his calls.
Having the queen, like somebody
House,
told me
too.
earlier, is bad. I think,
I was also thinking it's just not high enough up in range, like king high, can get called by worse straights, queen nine, there are no worse straights.
Like if he has queen jack or queen 10 or something like, queen 7 or something like that, he's gonna be in kind of like a hard spot here if he has a spade. He's gonna have to like bluff catch sometimes, I think, right?
Some
Alright,
of the function of this range might be the pot bet on the turn as well. We're
Sure.
like narrowing him down quite a bit.
Yeah,
Alright.
which makes the queen more important.
Do we have more questions about this hand?
No, I was just gonna say I'm running off to play live.
Well, can we see his calling range real quick when we jam?
Good luck, Tim. Thank you.
Let's go,
Luck, Tim.
Tim.
Thank you. See you guys next time.
We'll-
And I'll put
Hopefully
up.
we'll make you, some money in the mystery bounty today.
Yeah, you and LP, you two both. I'm counting on you guys. One of you to
Oh,
take it down.
yeah. We were very happy yesterday that Galen got you a little bit of money back on the 85.
Yeah, that was good. Galen, though, I'm pissed at you for winning that tiny one that was a $5 or $10 one, or you took second in
Yeah.
when I didn't have a piece. What's up with that, dude?
I
the
know,
bot.
it's rude. Yeah. One of my most avid supporters just misses the boat on my last two.
So 23% of the time when he calls our jam, he has top pair. So that's why we don't wanna have a queen.
Yeah, that makes sense. That's what I was thinking. Like, if you're blocking the queen, it seems like You're getting called by better then.
Alright, well, very
But we
nice.
really
Thanks a lot,
like the
everybody, for
queen of
that session.
spades.